Hello and welcome to this edition of Access Asia. Coming up, underfunded and overwhelmed, India's hospitals face a staggering second wave of COVID-19 with infections fueled by a worrying variant. And with tourism on hold, Thais are searching for gold. Some unemployed people are trying to turn the pandemic's economic uncertainty into a golden opportunity. And it's a story that'll make a man blush. We'll tell you why more and more men in Japan are wearing makeup. Now, 2 months ago, India declared it had defeated COVID-19. Now, it is a center of the pandemic. Many blame the government for indifference and incompetence. It encouraged election rallies and a massive month-long Hindu festival. Since then, the country has repeatedly shattered global daily records for infections. Hospitals face shortages of staff, beds, blood, and oxygen. Emerald Maxwell reports.
With not enough oxygen or space inside the emergency wards, COVID-19 patients are dying at their doors.
I went to almost every hospital in town. All of them told me they had no oxygen left. Even New Delhi's biggest hospital, they sent us away.
Overwhelmed by the epidemic, this hospital has even closed its gates. It's not accepting any more patients. The number of ICU beds is posted on a screen at its entrance, dashing the hopes of this 18-year-old who's waiting for a bed to become available for his mother. He's been driving her around in this ambulance for 2 days, looking for medical help.
We have one oxygen tank that a friend luckily managed to get us. But it will run out in an hour. She's my mother, of course I'm worried.
Emergency wards all over the capital are swamped. In this room, patients are forced to share beds. With the health services so stretched, official records aren't keeping up with the number of deaths. But crematoriums are overwhelmed. This one has even begun cremating people in the courtyard outside. Bodies arrive non-stop. This volunteer can't believe his eyes.
Normally, we have between 6 and 10 cremations a day, but at the moment it's continuous. Yesterday, we had 120. Looking around, I don't feel like I'm in our capital, New Delhi, anymore. It's chaos.
This is a capital, a country that seems to have lost all control of the epidemic.
Now, another consequence of India's second wave has international ramifications. India is the world's largest vaccine producer, but with case numbers exploding, the government has restricted exports of vaccines. The surge comes after a worrying variant was discovered in the country, a so-called double mutant.
The so-called double mutant variant of COVID discovered in India is suspected of fueling the continent's current wave of infections. First detected in samples collected in the city of Nagpur in October, it's now circulating widely. Little is known about the variant, but there's currently no evidence it's more lethal than the original version of the virus. But experts believe its mutations make it more transmissible. They also fear it could be more resistant to vaccines.
If this is a variant which is highly transmissible, though not necessarily more fatal, it is likely to spread faster, particularly if it's a new variant and there's a phenomenon of immune escape among the population in which it is introduced.
Also known as B1617, the variant has undergone changes to its spike protein, the part of the virus which enters and attaches to human cells. It's been dubbed a double mutant because it has two different mutations. Limited genome sequencing indicates that the variant now accounts for more than 60% of cases in some parts of India. But experts say it's not likely to be the only reason infections have surged, with non-compliance with physical distancing, mask wearing and other public health measures also contributing to the increase.
Now, like in many other parts of the world, Thailand's tourism sector has been hit hard by the pandemic, leaving many people in the industry unemployed. But some have tried to turn that hardship into a golden opportunity. Our team on the ground reports.
Gold dust is buried in the bed of this river, and it's within easy reach. Using basic tools, panners separate the precious metal from soil deposits. Over the past few months, there's been a steady rise in the number of people in southern Thailand trying their luck as gold panners.
I have a little under 1 gram. It's worth 15 euros. Gold prices have increased, so with this I can buy food.
This region, close to the Malaysian border, is known for its gold mountain. Villagers who until last year made a living from tourism are now panning for gold, using techniques developed by their ancestors.
This is all I can do for now. There's no other work, so we come here to look for gold.
We use our hands. There are no machines. It's physical work.
This rod helps to remove the rocks, which we throw over there, and then the gold dust comes up with the soil.
This hamlet of 300 people is quiet now that there are no tourists. The busiest place is the gold buyers' premises. Last summer, the price of gold rose to record highs. At nearly 50 euros a gram, as opposed to 30 euros a gram 2 years ago, gold is considered a safe investment.
I'm happy because I can buy food today. I made nearly 900 baht.
900 baht is 25 euros.
The price is very high these days. It keeps going up.
Today, the villagers have together collected almost 50 grams of gold that'll be used to make jewellery in Bangkok.
10 or 20 years ago, you could just pick it up. Today, it's harder to find gold, but there's still a lot. But if you look for it every day, you can sell it every day.
Before the pandemic, this region drew tourists who wanted to avoid crowded beaches. It started investing in ecotourism, but the virus has put construction on hold, including this cable car project.
The cable car will be the best way of developing tourism in our village. It will connect this mountain and temple to the bottom of the mountain over there.
For now, tourists are nowhere to be seen. After selling her gold, Dao returns home to look after her children, who've just come back from school.
They sometimes come to look for gold at the weekend and go to school during the week.
I want to become a Navy officer.
Why's that?
I don't know. It's my dream.
I want them to do whatever they want to do. As we get older and pass on, at least we'll know that our children will always have enough to survive, thanks to the gold and the forest, mountains and rivers. Nature has given us plenty of gifts.
While their children wait to grow up and follow their dreams, families in this region believe it's gold that will see them through the pandemic, one pan at a time.
Now, for cosmetics, women are the foundation of the industry's clientele, but the business is getting a small makeover in Japan. More and more men are becoming customers. One reason is because many are working from home. Holding meetings via Zoom has sparked a beauty business boom. Yinko Yatade and James Vecina have more.
With just a little bit of makeup, his eyebrows trimmed and hair spruced up, 44-year-old Yoshihiro Kamichi feels like a new man.
Who is this person? I'm surprised how different I look.
A trip to this makeup salon for men has become a ritual. He may be spending more time at home, but he's still keen on taking care of his looks.
We have fewer opportunities to meet people during the pandemic, and I didn't want to pay less attention to my appearance. Our looks are important, so I've decided to go for makeup.
While the pandemic may be pushing several industries to financial ruin, business is booming in Japan's male beauty sector. Last year, cosmetics company Shiseido saw a double-digit growth in one of its makeup lines for men. It says the demand is due to the increase in working from home.
We have received messages from men who saw our video filter that we made for women last year. They said men also have online meetings and it would be nice if there was one for men. We realised that there's a certain demand for it, so we decided to invent it.
With more and more men wanting to be Zoom ready, the demand for products is high. But in a female-dominated world, some men feel the stigma.
I think there are men who cannot buy cosmetic products because it's hard for them to casually drop in. I think it's nice we now have this section, but I wish they could make the section bigger so that men can come by more casually.
With the industry now worth an estimated 623 billion yen, makeup for men in Japan could live on even after the pandemic.
Well, the saying goes, the straw that broke the camel's back. But in Pakistan, that soon may change to the book. Roshan the camel delivers books to children in the desert, a sort of literal hump day. Now, the project was founded last year by two sisters, a school principal and a local official. And they wanted children in remote locations to continue learning despite schools being closed because of the pandemic. Since then, schools have reopened, but many hope Roshan will continue his work. He visits 4 villages, and officials say that maybe one day he'll be expanding to dozens more. That's it for this edition. Thank you for watching. Please stay tuned to France 24.
They're known for their cuisine and saying hello with a kiss. They only work 35 hours per week, when they're not on strike, that is. How true are these clichés about France? Every week, Florence Villeminot tears apart stereotypes. Join us for insight into French culture and current events to understand what makes the French so unique.
French Connections, presented by Florence Villeminot on France 24 and France24.com.